Okay, welcome back. Let's finish this because hopefully I don't have to present anything else because I think we're pretty much at the end of this.
Yay!
Oh, cool! We're in the middle of a conversation. Right.
Yes,
Kyle,
we are.
this is all you.
Oh fuck! Is it on me right now?
Yeah,
Yes, it's all you.
This is
Shit,
the rest of the
wanna give you, like-
explanation. Gonna
Want to
crack
give you
open.
like a hot second here? You caught me in the middle of a fight. I need like a second here.
It's rather unfortunate.
It is rather unfortunate, isn't it?
Is
Flames
what
are
it
winning.
is.
Yes,
Oh my
boy.
goodness.
Okay,
Computer
well, Kyle needs a
lie.
second, so we'll be brief moment. Okay, alright, we're back. Okay, Kyle, if you don't mind.
This is the first of the 2 discs, and the music box you need to play them. Oh fuck! Right, I have to do both, don't I?
Yes.
Yeah, you're talking to
Bring
yourself
up
pretty
the
much.
Irish! And look at the Irish!
Well, fuck me, I guess.
Look at the
now.
Irish!
Genius little invention. So then, as promised, 10 Guinness for you, young man. What's this? Winterbank's pawnbroker. Hi, this is pawnbroker's ticket sorties. You can use the redeem an article deposited there for you. Don't need to get a name. Just hand off the ticket and the fee in the watchword. Put a jewel pawn for you. We'll fetch a good 10 guineas if you sell it to sort wheel. I've never heard of a pawnbroker being used in quite that way before. How have you not, Mr. Graydon? London's pawnbrokers are very used for places, you know. Each one is like an extremely secure vault. So I knew that if he'd taken steps to hide the disc, it would be in that pawnbroker somewhere. And that on the night he killed my father, he must have entrusted the ticket to someone.
Yes, to Gina. I remember now that when we first met you at Wyndham Banks that afternoon 2 days ago, you had a description of Lestrade written down. How did you know who we were looking for?
From the trial, that pickpocket's testimony was clearly peculiar. Anyone could see that. I realized immediately that she was another of McGilden's pawns, that he must have threatened her somehow.
Yep.
I was fairly convinced it would be her who had the ticket. So I started to make some inquiries. I had a strong suspicion the girl would come out of the woodwork on the redemption deadline.
And he was absolutely right.
And yes, sure enough, she did. All I needed to do was to wait until the girl went to Winterbanks to redeem the articles. But unfortunately, she redeemed only McGilden's overcoat and the one disc that was in its pocket. The all-important music box with the second disc inside was missing.
Because
Yeah,
it
we're
had
in-
already been fortified 2 days earlier. I saw! Don't worry!
Okay.
I saw my boy.
But I was unaware of that fact. Had I not been, I could have avoided my nighttime excursion.
Ooh, Gregson.
Meanwhile, as our investigation into the stolen government secrets was progressing, we picked up on the fact that McGilded was involved.
Inspector! Oh, you recovered fast.
My orders were to recover the stolen information as quickly as possible. So we started gathering the fella's possessions and examining whatever we could lay our hands on. We had a full-scale investigation going on at the yard, but we had to keep it quiet as we could.
Then, when the inspector here took the disc from me in the pawnbrokery that day, I became nervous. I was sure the music box and the second disc were still there in the shop somewhere. So I knew that it was a race against time. I had to find those articles before the police did.
So that's what prompted you to break into the place that same night. With the help of your old friends, the Skulkin brothers.
What happened that night in the pawnbrokery, I can only describe as a nightmare. While Nash and Ringo were searching the counter, I'd located the music box I'd sold to McGilded on the shelves of forfeited articles.
Second disc was inside.
Yes, I slipped it into my pocket with a very deep sigh of relief. But then, something entirely unexpected happened.
Oh, this
Win a
is me.
bank. Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing in my shop?
Gunshot. Boom.
A gunshot rang out in the shop, and I felt a sharp pain in my left arm.
Broker fired his gun, and the bullet pierced your limb.
Yes, exactly. But unfortunately, I decided to bring my own gun with me that night, just in case. Before I knew what was happening, I'd fired back. The man had already turned to flee. I hadn't intended to fire in his direction, much less kill him. But unfortunately for both of us, the bullet hit home. It struck him in the middle of his back as he fled through the storeroom door for refuge.
Oh, sorry, Tail.
It all took place in the blink of an eye. I don't imagine Nash and Ringo even realized what had happened at first. I was terrified, so I fled. And that's the whole story. That's everything that happened at Windibanks on that wretched night.
Me too, Van Zeeks. Me too. Just. What the fuck?
Of course, there's that silence in the courtroom. That's what
Everyone
I
is like. Everyone is like, huh? What just happened?
This always happens at the epilogue of the game.
Earlier, you called McGilded a monster. A man who used his wealth and influence to distort the facts and escape justice for the crime of murder. What tragic irony. For what you have done is exactly the same. You've become the very monster you saw and despised so deeply in McGilded.
Yes, I think I have.
I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, I feel slightly remorseful for him, just given the fact that at that very end part of he became the very thing that he swore to hate and not become.
Mhm.
So there's some slight remorse in that, but still,
He did also kill somebody, so
I mean, we can't deny that fact either. So anyway,
Yeah, I mean, you gotta feel a little bad for his situation, but at the end of the day, he's still kind of a crook.
yeah. At the end of the day, he did kill somebody.
This has been a long and exhausting trial.
Well, killed someone and also,
wait, sorry, he killed someone and did commit a federal crime, so it was that too.
yeah.
Let's not sugarcoat it as it is.
However, it would seem that at last we have arrived at the truth. Inspector Gregson, what of Mr. Ashley Graydon?
He's been restrained, my lord, and is being escorted to the yard. He'll be charged with the murder of Mr. Windenbank and the stealing of government secrets.
Very good. And you, Inspector, regrettably, you will have to face charges yourself.
Yes, my lord, of course.
It transpires that you were complicit in helping a criminal escape justice. The fact remains whether or not you were doing so in the line of duty. The crime is a serious one, Inspector, and inexcusable.
Now to the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Yeah?
It is time for the final education. Is the jury ready, Mr. Foreman?
Yes, sir. Out of the squadron, standing by, sir. This is really it now. Last push. Final call. The finishing whistle. My men are ready to deliver their verdicts.
Thank you, Mr. Foreman. Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You will now declare your final decisions to the court.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
I was gonna say if that guy at the end voted guilty, he's like, I am not done yet.
That'd be kind of funny. Just like, no, we ain't done, bitches. That's the stuff. I'm off the hook.
Finally, Bruno, you managed to do it.
Finally is the word. I really wasn't sure if we come out of the on top of for a while there.
Susie was right. You're the best lawyer in the world.
Miss Lestrade, I am not finished looking yet.
What are you looking at me like that for?
Before you start enjoying your freedom, there are certain other crimes to consider. 2 months ago, in my courtroom no less, you gave false testimony, did you not? And in relation to the trial today, not only did you unlawfully enter Windenbank's pawnbrokery, you also attempted to abscond with Mr. McGilbert's property, it seems.
I never done nothing of the sort.
Of course not. It's not like you were gleefully wearing McGilbert's coat in your cell yesterday or anything.
Aw, and just when I was getting excited about throwing a party for Ginny this evening.
And turning our attention to the defense. Determining that, when played together, the music box disc containing a message was in Morse code was, well, it was certainly a most unexpected revelation, Counsel.
Right so, my lord. The prosecution was caught entirely off guard. I, in fact, think we should applaud my learned friend's courage here today. I propose a toast. To demanding that government's secrets be decimated before the entire courtroom.
Ah, Very sorry about that. It was the only way I could get Inspector Gregson to admit what he'd done, so...
That is. I forget who that
Who
is.
is that?
Isn't that...
Oh, it's you, lady. It's about the sounds produced by the music box before. I do wonder if that was really Morse code at all.
What are you saying, madam?
Oh, well, it's just that I'm rather fanatical when it comes to Morse code, you see. So much so that the whole world seems to be covered in dots and dashes to me, in fact.
Goodness, madam, an unhealthy level of obsession one feels.
But I must say that, in my opinion, the sounds produced by those two discs were nothing more than that. A meaningless series of two different tones.
What? Can that really be? It wasn't Morse code after all? My lord, the defense would like to listen to the music box again.
Are you off your nut? How many times do I have to tell you? Those discs contain minstrel secrets, sunshine!
This courtroom is not an appropriate forum to discuss the nature of the government communications. We know McGilded conspired to trade national secrets with our enemies, secret acquired from Mr. Graydon. Now that the man has admitted to his crimes, we have no need to pursue the matter further. Blech.
What's really going to bother me?
Miss Lestrade,
Yeah? Me lord?
that which you have seen today here in this courtroom has been extremely disturbing.
Falsified evidence, intimidation, perjury. A grim catalogue of depravity.
An appalling experience to befall any child.
Come on. It ain't nothing I didn't see most days back in the slums.
I beg your pardon.
If you're weak, you pay for it. That's just how life goes.
You know.
Well, look, I reckon I worked something out today. The world ain't fair, but if you want it to change, you've gotta start at home. You gotta change how you are yourself.
Well, that's a very laudable lesson, I would say. I eagerly look forward to the born-again Miss Lestrade never gracing in my courtroom with her presence again. Now, with regard to the murder of Mr. Pop Lindingbeck, proprietor of a pawnbroking business on Baker Street, I hereby declare the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, not guilty.
Yay, Gina!
Yay! Throw the confetti!
Gina.
The fireworks!
Yay, Gina!
What the?
You're not guilty. Yes, Gina!
She just threw a firework in the courtroom.
Hey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
heck yeah,
All
she
right.
did. It's
Yeah.
Gina. What do you expect? It's Gina.
That is all. Court is adjourned.
Cool. I can stop speaking that guy for a while. Oh. Oh. There's more.
Uh-huh.
On a personal note, I must say you've surprised me, my far eastern friend.
Oh!
Despite being a Nepalese, you saw through the pretense to the malice that festered within that Englishman. And at the same time saw through the grime to the surprising heart of your English client. You have a very curious talent for judging character, especially considering our different cultures.
I don't think there's anything curious about it. Whether we're from the Empire of Great Britain or the Empire of Japan, we're all human beings. We're not so very different on the inside.
You know, I took this case for one very simple reason. To lock swords with you once again here in the courtroom.
You did?
When I encountered you for the first time 2 months ago, it reminded me of toasting friendship and trust with another Nipponese, only to find my trust betrayed. Through you, I hope to look into the eyes of the man I once knew, and try to understand.
You mentioned something similar earlier today, about total betrayal at the hands of the Japanese. What happened exactly?
Well, you may ask. And one day, when the time comes, you will learn the answer, whether you like it or not.
Alright, then I'll wait for that day if I must.
Coming to be known as a Reaper of the Bailey, and my retirement from the service 5 years ago, it gives me cause to wonder if our meeting has some deeper purpose. So, farewell, my learned Nipponese fellow, until we meet again.
Interesting. Interesting dialogue. Now I really want to play the second game. Can we just call it here and just jump into the second game?
No, you
No.
can't. Keep
No,
going.
you cannot.
I'm telling you right now, there's crucial story right now.
Fine,
Yeah,
fine,
you-
fine,
you-
fine,
you
fine,
ain't
fine,
done
fine,
yet,
fine.
bud.
Fine, 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 okay. It's done. It's over at last. But where's Iris disappeared to? Ah! Congratulations, Gina. I knew it all along. I knew that you were innocent.
Well, you did what you said, Mr. Naraldo. You believed in me, right up to the end. Your assault is your name.
What's odd about it? I told you I had faith in you, didn't I?
No one has before, see? Kept a promise, I mean, properly.
That's awful.
I figured something out today. All my life growing up in the slums, I never trusted no one. And that's just because I've been scared of being stabbed in the back. I mean, the more you trust someone, the more it hurts when they let you down.
Yes, I think I can understand that. After all, I had a taste of it in that trial 2 months ago. I chose to trust someone and paid for it. That betrayal left a big scar. You know though, Gina, I worked something out quite recently too. Trusting in someone else is really an exercise in learning to trust yourself. And when your gut tells you it's the right thing to do, and your trust is rewarded, there's no better feeling in the world. I think I have you to thank for reminding me that valuable lesson.
Oh, well, if you say so. Don't make a fat little sense to me, though.
I'm trying to say that putting my faith in you, Gina, has been a real pleasure.
Crying out loud, pack it in. But I suppose I sort of feel the same way. I mean, sometimes trust in someone else's, you know. All right.
Thanks. Oh no.
Yes! This is the way I
No!
say it, Rhinosuke! A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. Baby boy!
Hey!
After this experience, I'm starting to feel like I understand what you mean, Kazuma. Am I living up to your expectations? Am I turning out to be the lawyer you believed that I could be? I guess we will never know.
What
Kyle?
the deuce does a man have to do to be noticed around here, my dear fellow?
I'm sorry, did you say something? I thought you were just standing here.
I'm clearly smoking a pipe.
I love how he's a fucking bailiff still. It's so fucking
Right.
funny.
I like how the other bailiff's just staring at him
Also
like
notice how the other bailiff. I was gonna say the other bailiff's just like, wait, what?
The other
he's just
bailiff is
standing there.
like,
It was
Wait.
just like, hang on a moment, you're not Jimmy.
Hello, hello, what's
What?
all this here?
Jimmy.
where did Jimmy go? Jimmy!
Jimmy!
Hello, hello, what's this? Hey, what's Jimmy? Oh no, don't tell me. Jimmy!
Have you seen my son?
that voice.
He's found this dog clearly gay, but we haven't had the talk.
Not yet.
It's too late for that voice now, Mr. Naruto. I've been standing here patiently in the corner of the room for an eternity.
Really? Because I haven't noticed? But you mind telling me what Jimmy is?
Where's Jimmy?
'Cause I
Would you
saw-
mind telling
I
us where Jimmy is?
Jimmy?
Yes, it was me all along. I would have said when finally you noticed me. But you people, with your incessant babbling.
he's still staring at him. Sir, do you still mind telling me what Jimmy is? Because
What have
I
you
saw,
done with
I
his
see,
clothes?
I see a mess in there, and I think he needs to clean up.
Who are you and what have you done with Jimmy? Mr. Shoons.
Yes, it was me all along. You see?
What a dumbass. My god.
Where did he just get changed?
Just strips
question
off
it.
the uniform, Magic Mike style, just...
No!
Detective, you
ever
still
saw-
haven't
ever saw
told
the
me what
change
Jimmy
does
is.
that?
I don't know where Jimmy is. Jimmy!
Jimmy! Oh no, no, not him! God, Gavin! Have you seen my friend Gavin? God,
Gavin?
no.
Gavin!
Gavin! Oh god. Don't remind me about Gavin. He is
Oh,
still
fuck, I
searching to
forgot
this
about
day.
that.
I don't
Right,
think
as soon-
you even find freaking Gavin in the game. I don't think he's even in the game.
Well, no,
I
but
think
like,
he is.
you know, as soon as he started calling out Jimmy, I'm like, oh no, it's Gavin all over again.
Have
Anyway.
you seen Gavin?
Gavin!
I'd assume you'd be taken back to the hospital, to be honest.
Indeed I was, but I managed to escape again.
Oh.
I happened to be aware of one or two foibles of the doctor who was tending to me. I merely made my knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily issued me with a leave of absence.
How very above board.
Classic.
But enough of my adventures. That was a fine victory, Mr. Naruto. Your tireless efforts justly rewarded, I feel. Congratulations on order. As a close friend, I tip my hat to you.
Oh, thank you.
Some great detective you are. Great at being cold as ice, maybe.
Have I irked you in some way, Miss Lestrade?
Well, you've been having a snooze in your nice soft bed. Some of us have been fighting for our lives.
Ah, well, that bullet did cause me to lose a substantial amount of blood, it's true. I have indeed been feeling somewhat cold. Not perhaps as cold as ice, but, well, have a feel.
Could you take your hands off my neck, please, Mr. Slomes?
And, in some way, I suppose, congratulations are in order for you too, Miss Lestrade.
What's that supposed to mean? Why so half-hearted? Ugh, her speech screws me up every time.
I know. Very...
Yeah, trying to
Her
do, like, the Cockney is kind of hard.
Yeah, trying
Yeah.
to, like, I can do, like, very proper British. I can't do Cockney British. So it's
Cockney
like,
British is pretty difficult to do.
yeah, Cockney
Yeah.
British is hard. I don't like Cockney British.
No.
That's just me.
Mhm.
it's bit
Cockney
difficult.
British.
Well, naturally, it isn't my intention to alarm you, but... an acquittal on trial with that particular prosecutor is perhaps a little precarious.
Well done, Mr. Slomes. Not alarming in the slightest.
Oh. The Reaper, you mean? Because anyone who's found not guilty in a trial he was working on winds up dead anyway. Is that it?
The very point I was trying to make. As exemplified by the fate Mr. McGill did, in fact. Ah, but of course, I pay no attention to such irrational drivel myself.
Ah,
Sure you don't.
well, it don't bother me.
Oh, really?
Of course not. The way I see it, the Reaper's a bit like him upstairs.
Him
Him.
upstairs? You mean like
Yeah.
God?
Yeah. Him upstairs knows what's what, right? He knows what people are like on the inside.
Oh God! That. Oh God!
They will have
I got the wrong end of the stick.
Oh
God,
God!
Gina.
That hurt.
Hey, I'm not the wrong end of the stick.
This just keeps getting worse the more she talks.
Gina,
literally
please
is-
stop talking!
Come on.
She is so bad. Like, I love Gina, but her accent drives me fucking crazy. I can't do the
I even
Cockney.
say this? Oh my god.
There are some
It gets
cunts
real
like
bad
that bog
sometimes.
trotter what are rotten to the core. That
There are
is
some coves like
Gina.
that bog trotter. What are rotten to the core?
bog
I don't know the
trotter
last time it's
And
worse.
like that bug trotter will rotten to the
to
core.
the core.
There's some cubs like that bog trotter that are rotten to the core.
All of us just trying to do Gina's Cockney.
God. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna
What
quickly.
you do it, and then it's just in canon. All of us after, we just have to try. It's like
You
a tongue
guys
twister.
always have to try after I do Gina's fucking
It's a
thing.
tongue twister.
Oh
It
no
legit is a
no.
It
tongue
really
twister.
is.
Ah.
At the end of the day, him upstairs makes sure they get what they deserve.
I suppose that's one way of looking at it. Divine justice is one thing, though. The Reaper taking matters into his own hands and claiming lives is another.
Well, I ain't like the McGildeds of this world, so I ain't scared. I got principles, see?
Also, wasn't it proven in this trial that he didn't set the carriage on fire?
Yeah, it was.
So he hasn't
actually-
killed anyone,
Yeah.
to our
Yeah.
knowledge.
Well,
No, no.
technically speaking.
To be
technically.
completely fair, the only thing that it's specified is anyone who's found not guilty ends up dying.
Yeah.
At some
It doesn't,
point.
Like how
it
they're
doesn't
saying-
necessarily
how they're-
specify that he does it.
Yeah, but like how they're talking and how Rhinosuke is talking is like he's doing the killing.
Well, we don't really, because Van Zeek's retired as a prosecutor 5 years ago. We don't know what happened 5 years ago. So he could have killed somebody. You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But like in the context of this trial and all, for all Rhinosuke knows, he didn't kill anybody. So I don't know why Rhinosuke's being so salty.
Because it's Rhinosuke and he's salty.
Just chill, bro.
Not wrong.
He's not
I
wrong.
trained you just to be admired, Miss Lestrade.
Hey, just give it a rest, alright?
As I was saying, congratulations on Order. The news of your acquittal was very welcome news to me indeed. Let me express my heartfelt congratulations, Gina.
Well,
Oh, I know who that is.
There you are, Hurley. How long have you been here?
Yes!
Honestly, I went to the main entrance especially to meet you there.
Ah, Iris, my dear. I do apologize. But, wait until I tell you what happened. This pair made utter fools of themselves.
What happened?
As you know, I have a penchant for disguise. I was hiding in this room dressed as a bailiff. But these dolts didn't notice my presence at all. They had no idea. Can you imagine, Iris? Would you credit
What?
it?
I'm not sure, really.
That was quick.
I beg your pardon.
God damn it.
I'm sorry, Hurley. You just don't have the weighty presence you seem to think you have.
Oh, ow!
In fact,
Shade!
in fact, you should really ought to be careful about that. It's really gonna land you in trouble one day.
Oh.
I'll be careful.
Ouch.
A fucking shade.
I know.
Anyway, it's such a shame. I was so hoping to throw a party for Ginny tonight. But you won't be able to come, will you?
Don't look like I'm gonna be going nowhere for a while. You are the judge's patter. I've got stuff to make amends for. Apparently. All the offenses. What was it again? Breaking and entering, taking the Bog Trotter stuff, what was in the law, blah blah blah.
Yes, I think you'll find that basically being a pickpocket is the main offense.
But diving ain't an offense. It's a job, ain't it?
I don't think so.
Gina!
Cammy's like, Gina!
Please, no! Bad plan! Bad plan!
It don't work like that.
Still-
Iris, calm down.
It has got me thinking. All this. Maybe I should start looking for another line of work. I mean, you didn't start off as a lawyer, did you, Otto?
Well, no, but I was never a pickpocket.
Well, anyway, I reckon I could make a change. I'm gonna do something for all of them, lot like me, for the slums. Something that makes a difference for them. Aw, Ginny.
That's a wonderful idea, Ginny. I'm sure you can do it.
Absolute queen.
What is it?
Aww.
Aww.
Nothing.
Monsieur Lestrade, the British carriage has arrived, ma'am. Come with me to the rear gate at once.
Why are you Irish?
What are you talking about? I'm Jimmy. I'm Jimmy. Polly went
Oh,
off to
so
have a
you're
break.
Not
Jimmy.
Jimmy, not you.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am Jimmy.
Jimmy!
My buddy
Jimmy!
Paulie, my
Jimmy!
buddy Paulie's went off to have a break.
We found Jimmy, y'all.
Jimmy?
Found-
Jimmy! What's up?
There's where Jimmy went.
We
Hey,
thought you had
Jimmy.
died.
We
I
thought
beg
you
your-
died,
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
I beg your pardon.
We thought you died, Jimmy.
What? I just went to the washroom.
Right. Well, looks like Morph then.
Yes. Goodbye, Gina, and good luck.
Otto.
Yes. Oh, shit.
Oh,
y-
oh.
Ah! What was that for?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say, so
Ah, indeed. Perhaps the situation calls for a phrase hitherto missing from your vocabulary, Mr. Lestrade.
eh?
On occasions such as this, I would recommend a simple thank you.
Oh,
Oh, yes! It's good advice, Ginny.
right. I
Good advice
see.
from Sholmes? Wow, that's a first.
Well, th thanks. Oh, Gina!
Aww.
Baby!
Precious
Aww.
child.
Thank
That's
you for
nice.
Mean.
thank you for everything. What you've done. For believing in me. Oh, Ginny!
Aww.
Not at all. In fact, that should be my line. Thank you, Gina. Yes, thank you, Gina, for giving us that last smile.
Oh, so
Aw,
fucking
that's
precious.
nice.
So fucking precious.
God, Gina's great.
I love Gina Lestrade. I really do.
Aw.
I love her to pieces.
She's such a
All
good
right,
character.
well, there she goes. I wonder if I'll ever see her again.
Well, well, quite the indomitable pick pass.
Oh, I nearly forgot. I bought a paper outside. It's a special edition, and this trial's all over the front page. Pickpockets innocent proven. Isn't it wonderful?
You should have shown it to Gina, Iris. She would have been thrilled.
Oh no! How silly of me. But anyway, would you like the good news or the bad news?
Again.
Mm.
Well, what do you say, Bruno? Hurley?
As usual, I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first.
Absolutely not. I have no intention of listening to anything but good news.
And there you have it. How people answer that question says a lot about them, doesn't it?
Let's not go there.
Alright then. Maybe let's start with the good news this time. The rain has finally stopped. It was a record level of rainfall, apparently.
Well,
Shelves?
that is good news indeed. We can journey back in greater comfort.
Alright then, what's the bad news?
The huge storm has left the seas very choppy. The channel in particular is awful, so sailings out of Dover have been delayed by a day or more.
Wait, Dover.
That's right. If we head to the station immediately, we may still make it in time to wave Susie off.
But there won't be a train, surely? We couldn't have been that lucky.
Who do you think I am, Mr. Naruhodo?
An idiot.
Mr. Slomes.
I rushed to Victoria Station earlier and made arrangements for a special express. If we hurry now, we shall be there in time for dinner.
Who do you think I am, Mr. Naruhodo?
Mr.
Idiot?
Mr. Idiot? Idiot?
Idiot?
Idiot?
I mean, that,
Level.
Idiot.
I mean, that
Cloud
killed
9.
me. That was funny.
God, that was great.
Honestly, man, I'm just sitting here painting my nails, just having a good time.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I know the fine restaurant that serves the most delicious baked sole.
I don't... The Great Detective does it again!
Indeed he does. I happen to be aware of a number of the rail transport director's foibles.
What?
I merely made my knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily laid on the locomotive. Elementary.
Just an idea, but it might be wise to stop manipulating people that way.
What are we waiting for then? To London, Victoria.
God, I almost knocked over my microphone. That was a vibe.
Oh, hey, we're at the port. Port of Dover, quayside.
That took somewhat longer than I'd anticipated.
Susie's boat must be about to leave now.
Man, it seems to be always tradition just to have the companion, just to have your companion's sail disappear after the end of the first game, after the end of the game. Seems to be a very common thing, isn't it? See, Mrs. Sato, where are you? Huh? Oh, over there! Look! It looks like she's reading something.
Hold it!
Mrs. Sato, wait! What are you doing? Damn, I just yelled that.
Mr. Naruhodo? What are you doing here?
We came as soon as we could after the trial. I mean, we heard that sailings were being delayed due to bad weather, you see.
Oh, I see.
Then... Oh, okay.
Then tell me, how did Gina's trial go?
It went well. She was acquitted.
That's wonderful. Really wonderful news.
The book you're about to throw into the sea. It was your Encyclopedia of British Law, wasn't it?
Oh dear, I was hoping you hadn't seen that. I'm not worthy of practicing law in any way now. So I was saying my final farewell.
You were saying goodbye to law? You, Suzato-san?
Would I be correct in assuming it's because of the people, Mr. Sato?
I deliberately altered the scene of a crime, and then I tried to hide the fact. What I did is utterly unforgivable. Iris.
That reminds me. How did you even come to have this, Susie?
On the evening of the incident, Mr. Sholmes had invited Gina to dinner, if you remember.
Yes, we had a wonderful time.
Well, Gina gave us a little introductory lesson, didn't she? To the art of pickpocketing, I mean.
Oh, that was so much fun. I stole Rudo's armband.
Yes, please don't do that again, Iris. That band's very important to me.
It's so important. You should pay more attention to it. You didn't notice for ages.
On a whim, I thought it would be fun to see if I could take the cat Flapomat, so I put it up my sleeve. And then I rather forgot about it until I found myself in Mr. Winterbank's shop with it later that night.
I see.
And then... Ah! Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes! Leave me... oh, that's not how to... Or that's Sholmes.
That was just flashbacks, yeah.
Mr. Sholmes! After Mr. Naruhodo had left the shop, I started to think. The door started to play on my mind.
The storeroom door, you mean?
Yes. If Gina was anywhere in the shop, I realized it could only be behind that door. And in that moment, the little device that I had up my sleeve sprang to mind. I was so worried about Gina. I simply had to know.
So, you used the cat Flop-O-Matic to make the peephole in the door.
Iris.
Captured in a photographic print in the shop. By one of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
Indeed, it was of the first importance at that point. Precisely when the peephole was made, that information would prove to be Mr. Naruhodo's greatest weapon. Though naturally, without proof, would have amounted to nothing.
But when I looked through the hole in the door... The sight that met my eyes made my blood run cold. Thoughts started to run through my mind. I remembered that trial 2 months earlier.
The trial of Magnus McGilded.
I thought about how he had manipulated the evidence and arranged false testimony to secure his freedom. It made the British justice system feel very dark and sinister to me. And then a terrible thought occurred to me. What if some wicked criminal was planning to do the same thing now? Because from the appearance of the crime scene, it looked exactly as though Gina had shot Mr. Windenbank. Even though I was sure she never would have done such a thing.
You were worried that the true culprit would try to frame her for the crime?
That's right. But then I realized... it would be very difficult for anyone else to give false testimony in that case.
What do you mean?
Well, the crime appeared to have happened behind the door of a locked room. For someone to claim falsely to have witnessed it, there would have been a way to see beyond the door.
Ah!
Fulch, a peephole would be the very thing.
Only the people I had made wasn't actually there until after the crime had been committed, of course. And the criminal would know that, so it wouldn't make any difference.
possibility of a rather ingenious trap was there, was it not?
A trap? Is that why she did it?
Iris,
Oh. So, is that why you kept it a secret, Susie? You never mentioned that you made the peephole to anyone, not even the police.
you know, and I know at the time what I was doing was wrong. A criminal offense. That's why I decided to confide in Mr. Sholmes. A horrible decision, really, but
Yeah,
Wait,
Yeah.
probably not the best idea.
yeah, probably not the best person to do that with, but okay, you do you, Susato. If Mr. Naruhodo was completely backed into a corner with no other possible means of escape, the truth about the peephole could save him. That was my plan.
She really does think of everything. But then, why didn't you just tell me everything before the trial began?
My dear fellow, you're not thinking straight. If she had done that, it would have rendered you complicit in the whole escapade.
Ah.
You could have been disbarred if you had been sent to him, if you had been seen to have no any tab with the crime scene.
Kyle's dying, but that's okay.
Yeah.
A little bit. So, Miss Sato decided to shoulder the burden of responsibility alone.
Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be fading in and out of consciousness. Are you okay there?
No, he's never okay.
No, he's really not. For your sake, and Miss Lestrade.
Mrs.
Miss
Sato.
Susato, absolute queen. The truth is, when it happened, I did it because I lost a little bit of my faith in the law.
Damn, we're already hitting against the law so soon. Man, it took like what, 3 games before we actually did that in regular Ace Attorney? Oh.
I was worried that the right person wouldn't be convicted of the crime. But in that moment, I allowed myself to think that is the moment I lost my right to call myself a judicial assistant.
What you did isn't comparable to what he did. Graydon is the one who lied in the witness stand using that peephole as a way to implicate Gina. And besides, if the people inconsistency hadn't existed, I'm not at all sure she would have been acquitted in the end. Mrs. Sato, what you did saved Gina's life.
Well, with your kind words, Mr. Naruhodo, you saved me too. From my regrets. Oh, beans.
Well, we must all be thankful that Miss Lestrade's freedom has been assured.
Yes, exactly. Although some of the loose ends in that trial will continue to play on my mind.
The revelation that the music box contained secret messages, Mr. Naruhodo. What a triumph to work that out. I'm full of admiration.
Well, actually, that argument wasn't quite as compelling as I thought it was.
Oh, it wasn't?
There was a communications officer among the jury members, you see, a telegraph operator, and she said that the majority of the sounds on the disc were just meaningless tones.
As one would expect. After all, we are talking about secret government communications. No doubt they were written in cipher to avoid being readily understood should they have been intercepted.
In cipher? I see. So then we could have never hoped to understand the message anyway.
Nonsense, my dear fellow. It's quite a zero-point problem, I assure you.
A. So. What?
Well, that can't be a real word, can it? How funny.
Wait! Wait, what did you just say?
Oh, I just said asogi. Does that word mean something to you?
Means something? Asogi. Asogi was the name of my best friend!
What?
Oh! How do you know
Surprise.
that name, Iris?
I wrote it down during the trial before, when the message was playing on the music box.
She transcribed it on the fly? She really is a genius.
I thought the message probably wouldn't be written out in plain Morse code, so I tried various ways to interpret it. But whenever I tried, the words just didn't seem to make any sense. That is, in English, at least.
Oh,
Suddenly occurred to me, you see? There's more than one Morse code, not just the English variety. Various countries around the world have altered and added to Morse code to use it in their own languages.
I don't believe it. Are you saying...
That's right, I've only actually seen... I was taking a sip of water
Oh.
and then
oh.
died.
Oh no.
I
Oh
thought
no,
I was
Iris, are you okay?
We're good. That's right, I've only ever seen a chart of Japanese Morse code once before. But I think it's based on the... Oh god. Iroha pentagram, isn't it?
And you mean to say that in Japanese Morse code, the message says Asogi?
Yes, I think so. Sorry, but I don't remember all the Japanese Morse code.
would you let me see that?
Mrs. Sato, do you know it? Do you know Japanese Morse code?
Yes, I spent some time studying it. Because I'm quite sure Morse code will become ever more important for international communications.
Then might I recommend, my dear madame, that you focus your efforts on the English version.
Sholmes? That's rude
Sholmes,
as hell.
you sound really glitchy right now. Are you sure you're okay?
Holmes is dying, y'all.
It's literally
He is
just
legit.
dying.
Oh, my...
Your mic,
Tyler,
your
you are
mic is dying. Yeah, I'm just playing along the fact that Mr. Schloss is feeling ill right now.
Is that any better?
No, it's still
No.
I still hear it.
Ah, fuck.
Well, Mr. Schlums is gonna feel sick then.
That glitchy as fuck.
I mean, worst comes to worst, you have a.
I can try and fix it real quick right now.
Yeah, you can. Well, I can touch in for Mr. Schlums for a bit. Mrs. Sato.
Be that as it may, show me the message, please.
Of course.
But what can this possibly mean?
Whatever's in that long sequence of supposedly meaningless dots and dashes has made the color drain from Mrs. Sato's face.
There's no doubt that this message is written in Japanese Morse code.
So the British Empire has been using Japanese for its secret communications?
Probably have.
Never mind. It died again. You got like 2 words in, and then it
Oh, fuck,
perished.
is it dying again?
Okay. Okay.
Oh wait,
there
no,
goes.
it sounds a bit better
Good.
now.
It's good now.
Okay.
Whatever you did, it just seemed to work.
I don't
Alright, we'll roll with
understand the
that.
reason why, but the message appears to be a list of 4 people's names.
4 names?
The first is Keisogi.
Kazumasogi. Why? Why is his name on that disc?
The second is Aishin.
Shin? I don't recognize that name.
The third is T. Gurikson.
Gregson?
Ah, it would seem Tobias Gregson is the third man on the list.
What's his name doing on a secret government communication as well?
And the last name,
What's the matter, Mrs. Sato?
it's just so strange, so unexpected.
Oh, what is it, Susie? Don't keep us in suspense.
The last name is J. Wilson.
What?
Wilson?
John H. Wilson? You mean Daddy?
Uh-oh. Sholmes knows something.
It only says J. Wilson, so I'm afraid I can't be sure. Then, after the 4 names, it reads, if I translate from Japanese, that is all 4. And that's the end of the message, or rather, the end of what you noted down, Iris.
I just can't believe it. Who would have ever thought that those discs contain Japanese Morse code? Not to mention a strange list of some disturbingly familiar names.
It would appear that this particular message is communication of some kind between Great Britain and the Empire of Japan.
So, oh, sorry.
So, Daddy would be in Japan then, where Susie and Bruno come from?
Oh, well,
No. It's not very likely, really, is it? I mean, there are thousands of people with the surname Wilson, and there must be lots of J's among them.
No. Professor John H. Wilson, visiting professor of medicine at Imperial Yuma University. But we can't tell Iris about that now. We just can't. Oh, this is so strange. Somehow, in solving the case of Mr. Windbag's murder today, I feel like we've rolled back a boulder at the mouth of a very dark cave.
I do wonder. Perhaps it's a dark cave that we shouldn't go wandering inside. Honk!
Oh, I was gonna do the honk. God damn it! I was gonna pull out a duck sound. And
You can still do it.
no, it's okay.
Just make it a goose.
Oh dear. The ship is gonna set sail soon.
Yes, it seems so.
I'll sail on that steamship. First to the port of Dunkirk in France. Then I'll change onto a larger passenger vessel bound for Japan.
You're really going then, Susie?
We wish you a safe passage, Mr. Sato.
Thank you so much. I wish you all the very best.
Mrs. Sato, I'd hope to have you always by my side, to guide me and support me.
Mr. Naruhodo!
Please, come back soon. As far as I'm concerned, you really are the very best judicial assistant in the world.
I'm quite sure. I'll be back before you know it.
Really, Susie?
Oh, now don't forget Iris. I made you a promise I've yet to fulfill.
A promise?
About your manuscript.
Ah,
Oh, yes, the Hound of the Baskervilles.
well, I'll be waiting for you then, Susie. A promise is a promise.
Definitely, Iris. Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes.
do you remember the first time we met?
Yes, of course. On the SS Buria, when I was dragged out from the wardrobe still half asleep. If I remember rightly, you threw me halfway across the cabin with the Susato taking me.
Oh, very well, that's what I'm talking about after that. It's strange, but being thrown together as we were in that case, I somehow felt straight away that you were the perfect person to continue Cosmo-sama's great legacy.
Susato.
My instincts were right. I really want to believe. No. I'm sure. I'll be back soon. Farewell until then.
I think is there video? There is video
Oh my
footage.
god, I have to friggin' mute the friggin' other server. They are just going off, and I am not.
I
Somehow
have
we
streamer
seem to have
mode.
come to the end of the adventures of new
Not our
Mr.
server.
Naruhodo.
It's a different server,
Well, the
but they are
first
going
volume, at
off.
No, I have streamer modes enabled, so it mutes everything.
Looking back now, it feels as though fate
They're
has led
so
me
fucking
on
Oh!
this journey.
Oh, look at that! Oh my god!
They have Wega High too.
Look, guys, there!
Fate led me to becoming a lawyer, to traveling halfway around the world, to meeting the great detective. I'm sure there'll be trials and tribulations ahead.
Ah, he said
Of course
it!
there will.
What,
sorry,
trials and
I had
tribulations?
tribulations. He said the
And I'll
word.
be able to turn my fortunes around.
Aw, her luck.
He's just playing the violin on a pier.
He's serenading
not?
We're just
Susato
friends
as she
in the world.
leaves.
On my side.
You know?
Yeah, we
Just
did it! It's the end of the first game.
Yay, we did it!
If you're okay, I'm gonna see if I can skip the credits.
Just
Oh,
wait.
Ah, yes.
yes,
Mr. Naruhodo.
yes, Mr. Sholmes.
I have some rather awkward news. The railway company decided to sue the Special Express train, apparently.
Huh?
Caused such a commotion on the line, all the other trains had to wait at stations.
Not really. You would never have been able to deal with it in time otherwise. Anyway, I explained everything, and how it was all your fault.
Huh?
I believe a formal complaint should be delivered to your office tomorrow. But not to worry, my dear fellow. According to Mr. Sato,
You love defending yourself in court.
Huh?
It's alright. I'm perfectly happy to testify. He really didn't look like the sort of man who'd do something so outrageous. See?
I receive this
Um,
shit.
Mr. Sloams.
Yes.
A word, if you don't mind.
Why, certainly. Any word you like. Bellow it out, my dear fellow.
Yes, I love Runo's words. I know he'll use just the one here.
Then, I really must say,
Objection!
that's a really weak objection. Sorry.
Objection.
Baby boy.
Hooray!
Alright, do I have to watch through these, or can I skip it?
I would assume you can skip it, but I also never tried, so...
Yeah, I watched.
Hey,
it,
do you want to
so-
skip this? I don't know, I'm just looking at time-wise, because we're fine. In the following weeks, hundreds of music boxes arrived at Baker Street from all over Europe. Something was afoot, though it transpired I had ordered them all myself, so I advertised them for sale. Used by Mr. Slopes to solve an important case, and the money I earned consulting detective work pays a pittance by comparison.
Trolls, you fucking idiots.
Oh my god, sir.
He is a fucking idiot. We love him though. Aww.
I haven't slept a wink. That manuscript is due tomorrow now. When I'm this busy, Hurley usually cooks me breakfast. Well, cooks is an overstatement for some dry toast and its insipid coffee. I do miss Susie and her lovely Japanese breakfasts.
Aww. Iris, so fucking cute. I love her so much.
Oh, Tim! Witness, your testimony is riddled with contradictions.
Oh, I get to do him.
Oh no, exactly. Rarely do miracles by coincide under rare stakes themselves.
Go head to head. Yes.
Well, I don't know. Son knows his father is an innocent man. Or are you calling my son a liar?
Instead of me and Andrew, it's me and Kyle. Let's go.
My court, this is no place for. Oh my god.
Oh, and Cammy also has another role to play.
Coming up, yeah, she's coming up with another role. Oh, hey!
Yes.
Having delivered the Russian desert to shore in Shanghai, I laid low on the steamship for a while. But last night, I apprehended an extremely suspicious Japanese national on board. I done nothing wrong! All I did was give Lagahai's offspring refuge in my pocket. A man brings some kittens on board, and suddenly he's a hard-hearted criminal. It's not fair! I had to. I just had to.
I'd also be
poor
upset if I was
Sosuke-
apprehended for bringing kittens
Poor
on board.
Sasuke-san. Scientific
male
investigation
strong
will be the
heart.
gold
Oh.
standard for policing in the new age. He has a point. I dream of a world governed by the tenets of order and discipline. Like a great clock, in fact, whose hundreds of parts have meshed together in perfect unison. Now, if you excuse me, I have but 2 minutes and 37 seconds until my next appointment. Man, even in the credits scene, he still is busy.
I mean, man's got schedule.
I know, right? You're just standing there. It doesn't make sense. The latest France magazine is out, and I'm in it again. Whatever I say on that one line she wrote now, I'll get a standing ovation. Want to hear it?
No.
Not bad, I suppose, for an amateur. Your ladyship's puts me to shame.
Gregson.
God damn it, Gregson.
I swear. Been visiting the old girl on a daily basis of first. Jody, hail jailbird. Must say, battling with this belly stays every day has done wonders for the sticky peg. Managing rather well with the housework too. Got this maid business tipped up, I say. Hope the gossiping neighbors don't realize the man of the house is his own maid. That's funny. Oh my god, these two. My Rolly is back on the beat again. All thanks to the Reaper. There's something I enjoy more these days than hunting small change in the gutter. I'm better, Bobby, now, looking out for Londoners. They dropped half pennies in my lovely wife.
Aww.
Oh, Pat. Oh, you're all in.
They're so fucking cute.
They
I
are.
know.
Really are.
Ah, such innocence. Who's next? Oh, Jenny. It's Jenny. Looks like I'm gonna be doing time for a bit now. But Iris comes every day for a nada, so it ain't too bored.
Aww, Iris.
She's always
visiting
going
your
on about all them
Gambino.
cases what Shlomes is looking into. Criminal investigations are kind of interesting when you get into them. Oh, interesting.
I mean, did you ever notice that Gina's Lestrade's name is Lestrade?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed. Oh, it's him! Yes. I renounced my upgrading and chose a life of sophisticated crime. But regrets? Please. Give it over, bro. The actually used to know. We got to hear the plan of comeback of the militant Skulkin's milk run, right? 3 Muscov Watsits. Milk in the neighborhood for all it's worth.
Oh my god.
Okay. I have a feeling he
No.
reconnected with those two again. Okay, so
He's the
maybe
third Skulkin brother.
I guess maybe something of good came out of that. I guess.
Dramatic fucker.
Nope, it's me again. Oh. Spend time I shall remember forevermore. Painful goodbyes, wonderful encounters. I've come to realize what life is all about. It's not my promise. Your assistant will return one day. But for now, I leave you with many memories and a heartfelt wish that life will treat you well. Aww.
Susato. I love her. I love her so much.
Oh, is it
As much
it's
as I
now?
love the credits, I really want to get to the next game.
Oh, look at that! There's a photo! It's the photo at the end! Oh, I love the photos at the end. Ah, that's a nice ending.
Naruhodo's cheek
Think about
squish.
that.
He's
There
little
God.
cheek squish.
The little cheek
I-
squishy
Yeah,
squish.
meanwhile, Manga High going after his hat.
Oh. Oh no!
Awesome.
Is it more? Is this more credits?
Yes,
is
it
more
is.
credits. Isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. I want to get to the next game.
Yeah, it's a fun little bit, but I understand skipping it because it is kind of long.
I just want to get through the main one, the Great Ace Attorney Adventures.
I mean,
Oh,
Andrew can always
Finn.
go back and watch it on his own.
This is
too.
true.
It's fine.
We did it, guys!
Oh!
Isn't that art beautiful? Isn't that art beautiful?
Kazuma-sama! Oh my god. Oh, so,
Isn't that
ah,
art
that's so
gorgeous?
satisfying. Ooh.
All right.
Kids.
Alright, are we starting game
Eh.
two?
Make as much.
Alright. Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve begins.
But I'm gonna make some tea here real quick because I know I'm gonna lose my fucking voice.
Yeah.
So-
I'm gonna take this one to run to the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
It's fine.
it's a
perfectly
cutscene, though.
fine.
So
It's fine. Let's watch it. Oh, this is not the. Oh, what's that?
Standing here in the bright sunshine, looking out over the vast ocean,
Oh,
those
great, I
days
kept it
in
English.
London seem like a dream. But I do miss my time in England's vast capital.
Why is she British?
You know, he's flourished into a truly wonderful lawyer. I've no doubt that at this very moment, he's fighting some noble cause in court. Forgive me for taking so long to come to visit you. My life has
so
been
fucking
such a
cute.
whirlwind since
What I love
returned.
about what they did with the
And
like
no
the
one
English
could
voice
have
actors of this
predicted
game is that they're of
what has
Japanese
happened.
British descent.
Just 2
Yeah.
months
So
after arriving
the voice
home.
actors are Japanese, but they're also British as well. So it's like, ha, nice.
Find myself faced with another crime. Oh, no, not her.
So I came here today to ask
Hee.
something of you. Tomorrow, I shall be standing in court for the only time in my life as a lawyer.
Yes, Queen.
Oh. No, not her. That face. The face of terror. Oh, she has murdered!
I ask for your guidance. Kazuma-sama.
Oh my god. That. My god.
Yep.
Ah, you know what's nice? I get to take a break from this. Episode 1.
Cammy,
The Blossom.
I'm gonna need you to come back because I'm gonna need you for this.
I'm here.
There is oh wow, we're in August now. Oh, it's been some
There
time.
is another girl for you to voice.
Yay!
All right. Well, I don't have to speak anything.
Here I am again after 9 months. The Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. I feel so nervous, but I must steel my nerves and find a way to compose myself.
I call dibs.
Done.
I call
Good.
dibs. Call dibs on the dad.
It is your Discord name, so.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Fair.
good to hear. It doesn't do for a lawyer to be late.
Oh, yes, good morning, sir.
I hardly recognize you. You could a fine figure, counsel. But you look as white as a sheet, and those wide eyes aren't doing any favors either.
Oh dear. The truth is, I'm so incredibly nervous. I feel utterly nauseated. I almost wish that I'd never been born.
Goodness, not the sort of thing a father hopes to hear from his daughter, I must say.
I'm scared.
Yujin Hikotoba, professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University. A man who, earlier in his life, traveled to Great Britain to study the latest advances in forensic medical science. And of course, my brilliant father. Cammy.
Excuse me.
Who is she?
Hey!
Would I be correct in thinking that you're going to be my lawyer in court today?
Oh, yes, that's right, miss.
Well, I want to thank you for agreeing to represent me. I swear on my life. It's a complete fabrication, this whole thing!
Who is she?
Ray Maybami, born the same year as I, and my greatest friend. Though unusual for a woman in our time, she works at the University Research Laboratory, helping my father. And sadly, she's the defendant in today's trial, accused of committing a truly awful murder. Are you feeling all right? Since we started talking, you seem, well, to have become a little flushed.
Oh my, it's just that... You look so gallant and dashing!
Oh boy, here it begins.
Sorry?
And when I fall under your intense gaze, it makes me feel rather bashful.
Goodness, I don't think she knows. She hasn't realized who I am.
It would seem our little plan for this trial is going to work.
Oh? What do you mean, Professor Mikotoba?
If even your best friend can't see through the disguise, I think we can relax.
Disguise?
Yes, I've never tried dressing this way before, of course, so I wasn't sure how convincing it would be. But this does make me feel a little relieved, as you say, Father.
Father? What? Is that you, Susanoo?
I'm so sorry I didn't say something sooner, Ray. It's just that...
No! What are you doing? What's going on? What? The varsity uniform, the varsity cap, the varsity cape, the varsity badge! Look at you, you look for all the world just like you're a student of the Imperial Yume University, a male student!
I'm so glad you think so. It means all my preparations have been worthwhile. I woke up at 4 this morning to make a start.
I don't understand. Why are you dressed like that?
Well, you see...
It was the only way. The only way she would be permitted into the Supreme Court to take on your defense in this trial.
My defense?
Never before in my life have I felt so frustrated at having been born in this body. Courts in Japan are barred to women. We're not even allowed to set foot inside the courtroom. Despite the fact that the laws of the land apply to all people, male and female, alike.
Women are forbidden.
Just for today, I'll be leaving my true self at the courtroom door. So that I can act as your lawyer.
Oh, Susanoo, you'd go to such lengths for me?
Of course. You are my greatest friend. I just worry that I shan't be the lawyer you deserve.
No, I have complete faith in you.
Ray.
It's so strange. I mean, you're such an accomplished judicial assistant already. And yet, just because you're a woman, what a wretched reason. I mean, why shouldn't you be allowed in court? You're so gallant and dashing.
Ray? Please don't look at me like that, with those flushed cheeks and doting eyes.
Sorry, it's just that you really do look so dashing.
Everyone has a fucking crush on Susanoo. Like...
God.
Yes, you've mentioned that once or twice.
You should be pleased. It means you look convincing as a man.
I am pleased, I think. It certainly helped to bolster my confidence today. Ray. You're managing to put on a brave face in all of this, but I can see through it. I've noticed how your shoulders are slumped and how you're trembling ever so slightly.
You do believe me, don't you? But I didn't do it. I couldn't have. I mean, murder.
Of course. You have nothing to worry about. Your conscience is perfectly clean. Isn't that right?
Yes. Yes, it is. Perfectly clean.
I have absolutely no doubt in my mind about your innocence, which is why I'll stand by you until the bitter end in this trial. Whatever happens, I'll always be on your side. Because that's what it means to be a defense lawyer.
That means so much to me, Susanoo.
Defendant, counsel! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Well, there's a little bit of British in me still. You should go in at once, Ray. If you're late, the judge won't hesitate to pronounce you guilty.
Oh.
love Ray. I don't think I've ever seen her run so fast.
Well, Susato, you certainly surprised your father. Going to such lengths to be admitted into the courtroom and with no prior experience of being a lawyer.
There was simply no other way. That's all there is to it. But, Father, you haven't told her, have you? I mean, I'm right in assuming that Ray doesn't know how it came to this.
Yes, quite right. I've kept that information from her. It would only worry her if she found out that no other lawyer would have agreed to take her case. I didn't want to burden her with that.
And is it true the reason why every other lawyer is refusing to take the case? Is it really because of who the victim was?
We should be making a move now too. As you know, law isn't my field, but I'll do what I can to support my student.
Thank you, Father.
Kyle, because you haven't spoken, I'll ask you to do the judge for a bit.
No, Kyle's doing
Yuji.
Yeah, but he can also fill in for a judge if I'm gonna be Mr. Mikotoba for a while.
I can if you want. This is not gonna be.
Well, okay, let's see how it goes. I probably may stay the judge for a bit. Anyway. Susato. Susato? Cameron?
What?
Sorry, I went to go grab my tea.
Okay.
I'm Susato Mikotoba, a judicial assistant. 8 months ago, I accompanied a student of law on a study trip to Great Britain. But 2 months ago, due to unforeseen circumstances, I found myself back in Japan. How many times have I wished that he were here? I wonder.
Ryunosuke Naruto's in your cutscene!
Still, I have no choice now, but to steel myself for the trial ahead. Has anyone noticed me and Andrew switched roles? Andrew is now the judicial assistant, and I'm the defense lawyer instead of the opposite way around.
I get a break for once as the main character.
Wish me luck. Naruhodo-san.
It's nice. It's a nice change of pace. I don't have to be the only thing is that now I have to time it with you, cause you're reading everything.
It'll be fine.
All right. Oh wow. This court is now in session to hear the trial of Rei Mimabi.
The prosecution is fully ready to proceed, Your Excellency.
It's been a while, Uchi.
I miss doing this guy.
Good he looks.
Oh,
wow,
God.
she looks very convincing, actually. Not gonna lie.
Look at the queen. I love her.
Oh my God.
This Sato. It's so good.
Defense counsel, are you ready? Yes, Your Excellency, we are ready.
Ready.
She has the crazy eyes.
Oh,
She has
counsel.
the Naruhodo eyes.
I know. According to your registration details, your name is Ryotaro Naruto. Ryotaro Naruto? Is that correct? Ryotaro? Oh my God, she has the darting eyes too!
Sorry?
Oh yes, I had to come up with a suitable name for you in this little venture. So I'm afraid to say that I simply put down the first thing that sprung to mind. Well, counsel.
Yes, that's right. That's me. Yes, I am Ryotaro, he who vowed to uphold the pride of the great Naruhodo clan.
Oh.
Lady.
It seems Ryotaro may need to consider how better to uphold his manly act first and not overdo it. And those wild, wide eyes aren't doing any favors either. Just relax and listen.
fresh face in this courtroom, if I'm not mistaken. But the name Naruhodo, would that perchance be?
Maybe think of Ryunosuke Naruhodo, currently in Britain as part of a study program. This is...
His cousin.
That's right. Ryotaro has been studying in the provinces, but was called to the capital for this trial. I assure you, in the matters of law, his knowledge rivals that of any of Tokyo's preeminent lawyers.
Any of them.
Poor Susanoo.
Her reaction is like, she's just following, like, yes, totally that. Just in parallel to, like, Ryunosuke and Kazuma. God.
I know.
Parallelism.
Susanoo, honestly, Susanoo, during this trial, she is great. She is so funny.
You know, the best part is I get to witness this firsthand and not talk so much.
Tut. What a pitiful situation. Having been rejected by every lawyer in the capital, the accusers had to call in a country boy.
How dare you? Susanoo is every bit as gallant as absolutely as any of your Tokyo lawyers. I won't have you making fun of her.
I'm dying.
Her?
Oh,
Please be careful, Ray.
What an unrefined tomboy we have here. But I wonder, is your gallant, dashing lawyer up to the challenge of defending you? His wide, Scottish eyes very much suggest that he is not.
I'm so nervous. Now that I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand what Naruhodo-san goes through. Like it or not, eyes are... want to flit.
She has the darting eyes. The case to be heard on this day is a matter of great significance to our national interests. In fact, it would be reasonable to assume that the outcome of the trial may will affect the very future of our empire.
Just like the trial 9 months ago. And yet, for proceedings of such importance, we have this unknown yokel by the dock? Dear me.
Perhaps it would be an appropriate moment for me to assess the defense, to determine whether you are sufficiently competent to practice in this courtroom. 9 months ago, when a certain other Naruto stood where you were standing now, this same judge tested him as well. Okay, Kai, I might have to ask you to play the judge for a bit, because I can't differentiate the voices a bit with how low I'm going.
Alright, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. And even though he was just a student at the time, not even of law, he passed the test with flying colors. For a trained and experienced judicial assistant like you, this will be easy.
So, counsel, do you consent to answering some simple questions?
Oh, she took off her coat.
Alright, it's time to prove myself.
She did the same thing!
Hey!
Yes, Your Excellency. But please do make them simple.
Very well. To start with, you will state the name of the victim.
Phew, that is simple. I couldn't forget that even if I tried.
About that.
Yeah, guess what? Guess what? You're probably going to.
Spoken like a true Ace-Attorney.
What's the matter?
Now that I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand something else Naruhodo-san goes through. Like it or not, mine is one to blink.
It's not surprising, really. It's your first time in this position, and in that guise. Even a bright spark like you is bound to flicker and falter a little under the circumstances.
Oh dear, this is a dismal failure.
Don't fret. You only need to use the knowledge you've gained as a judicial assistant to overcome the problem.
Of course, the court record. Yes, the answer would be amongst all the key information about the case in the court's record.
That's right. Just use this button to open the court record. You might ask, what the hell is an RB? Well, I have no idea,
What?
so just
Oh,
press
okay.
the button, okay?
Okay, Dad.
Then
Whatever.
you need to flip to the people screen section with the RB button.
Okay.
And don't take it too long over it. His Excellency is watching you just closely.
All right. Check the court record with RB. That's where the information I need will be.
Cool. I wish I could check that earlier. Okay, so he's happens to my father. Best friend works as an assistant to my father. She's the defendant, the victim of the case, murder, guilty of murder, visiting John Wilson. We're in the we're in the Meiji era. I forgot about that.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so it's just a little Brett.
I'm waiting, Counsel.
Man, this guy is just more stricter.
What is the name of the victim in this case?
My father, Mr. Prosecutor Auchi.
Can you imagine though?
Oh my gosh, she said the yes! Oh my gosh, she raised her hand.
I love. The name of the victim who lost her life in this case is Miss
Just a little
Jessica Brett. I always hate her name. Ugh. For Cammy that doesn't know, she was the
first. She was the person responsible for the first case. For the
Yeah.
first game.
She
And she
was the
was a
one that was
bitch.
responsible for the case that Naruhodo was blamed for.
Mm-hmm. She
So
was
now
ultimately
it's
found
gone.
guilty,
Yeah.
and now we're.
And
And
now
I
it's
also
gone.
mentioned she is a bitch.
And now she's dead.
Yeah.
Thank God.
All right, it's Cammy's turn to speak.
It's Brett.
A name that will never be forgotten in the courtrooms of our country, I'm sure. Joke's on you. Her name never appears in the regular Ace Attorney games, so what the fuck are you guys doing?
Correct. And being a member of our Empire's judiciary, you will be well aware of the significance of that name. So, let me pose another simple question. As you know, Miss Brett was a visiting student from the Empire of Great Britain. Why, then, is her name indelibly associated with our own Empire's judicial history?
Obviously, you wouldn't have forgotten that case from 9 months ago. But if it's proving hard to recall the finer points, everything you need is included in the court record.
Obviously, I still remember. That was the start of everything. Jessica Brett. Behind the woman student persona was the face of...
Queen Victoria. Yes.
Yes!
Oh! Wow,
9
we're
months
just going
ago.
at it.
A visiting professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University was killed.
Wait.
And the culprit was Jessica Brett.
Also, I just want to point out, she already
I
she
think
went hamming with...
Cammy pieced it together.
Yeah.
I think Cammy pieced it together.
Cammy, have you pieced it together what's going on?
Yeah.
And now you understand. Now, all right. Well, for people who are probably still oblivious to it, who have not been watching since the beginning, would you like to share your thoughts on that and tell us what you've realized?
This bitch killed Iris's dad.
There we go. And obviously that little detail, and Iris still does not know that. You know what? It's actually a lot more nice because you weren't here for the first case. You don't know who John Wilson was at that point. So you were pretty much up to this point at the same shoes as Iris. And now that you've pieced everything together, yes, this is what happened.
It hurted. Shit
hurted.
hurted.
I just knew that Cammy pieced it together because I heard a
The gasp. Yeah,
I heard that too, yeah.
and I was like Cammy pieced it together.
But
Cammy figured
it
out.
was interesting though because she was up to that point she was pretty much on the same page as Iris as to wondering as to what happened to her father, and now she discovered what had happened.
Sad.
so Iris
Yeah.
still doesn't know. So you're gonna have to
Yeah.
hold back. Until it's
But now we have the plot. Now we have the plot twist. The person who kills the person who killed Iris's father has herself been killed.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a strange turn of events.
Oh, how the turntables have turned.
Yes, she was a killer. Oh god, not that case. At that
I don't-
time,
Oh.
our country has just signed a new treaty with the Empire of Great Britain. And it was in the midst of this delicate diplomatic situation that the incident occurred. An Englishman, Dr. John H. Wilson,
English
was
woman.
shot dead. Oh, sorry, I mean, an Englishman, Dr. John H. Wilson, was shot dead. I believe he was an associate of yours, Professor that's the judge. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I guess I read that out myself. Yes, I'm indebted to that man. He'd been my mentor when I went to London to study forensic science. Indeed, it was I who invited him here to Japan as a visiting professor at the university. Naturally, the murder of an Englishman on our soil was a matter of the government wished to resolve rapidly.
God, Susato looks so fucking good.
Right?
Like, oh, I love
Yeah.
it.
Indeed it was, which is why a secret trial was conducted here at the Supreme Court. A student of the Imperial Yume University was arrested on suspicion of murder. A second-year English language student by the name of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Oh, Cosmo!
With the help of his best friend, a student lawyer, the accused conducted his own defense and exposed the despicable crime committed by Miss Giselle Brett.
The bitch.
And there's your summary
God,
of the
what
case.
a bitch.
She was a bitch.
Miss Brett eventually admitted to her crime. However, when questioned about the motive that drove her to take Dr. Wilson's life, she gave no satisfactory answer before the trial reached its conclusion.
Immediately after the trial, the British government brought its consular jurisdiction into play. We were unable to sentence Miss Brett according to our empire's laws. It was decided that she would be removed to Shanghai, China instead.
Why Shanghai?
There's a British consular court there.
Correct. I oversaw the negotiations personally. The date of her transfer to Shanghai was finally settled upon only last week. All that remained of our Empire's obligations was to see the woman safely on board a steamship.
And yet, the very day before her departure, the Englishwoman was killed.
Only the day before?
That will do. I'm satisfied that the counsel for the defense is sufficiently capable of representing the defendant.
Oh. Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm over the first hurdle.
Now, a summary of the incident, if you please. Prosecutor Ouchie.
Kyle, would you like to do a summary of the case?
As is your wish, Your Excellency.
Okay, I'll take I'll see if I can try to make another voice for the judge. Just so
I mean,
I don't know.
Eugen doesn't really speak too much during the trial.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that I
So-
might be able to get away with being the
It's
judge
pretty
and
it's pretty much me and Kyle just going back and forth basically.
Hey, I don't have to say much this time. This is nice. It's a nice change of pace.
And I mean, Cammy's Ray has occasional little quips in there, but
Yeah.
So I was getting myself a tea quickly, because I'm probably going to need it.
yeah, I got myself some tea because it's just me and Kyle.
Well, you know, I hate to break it to you, but it's already 11.
We can go until 11:30. That's fine with me.
No, I have to get up for work tomorrow, unfortunately.
Oh, come on. Don't stop now. At least get a little bit into the trial.
Hey, okay, Thursday I
It's
went
so
to bed
short.
at like...
It's
Okay.
so short.
Okay.
This
Fine,
is actually a
fine.
pretty good place to start, to be honest. Because like we're
Oh,
not too far into
see,
the
there you
trial.
go. Exactly. See,
Because we're
Cammy
not
is
too far into the trial, so like it's like there's still suspense for like next week, you know?
True.
yeah.
Not next week, next Thursday.
I just want to get into more Susato. She's so fun during this trial, and I just want to get into her.
Well,
You literally
unfortunately,
own this game.
Yes, but
yeah, but
I'm
she can't
already
speak it.
like
She can't
I'm
voice
al-
it.
I can't voice it. If I voice act the entire game on my own, it's kind of sad. I tried. I sat there with Sherlock, and I'm like, huh, yes. and
Yeah.
and
If
I
you
was
want
like,
to know what I
it
do,
doesn't feel
I
the
just skip.
same.
Really? You want to know what I do with it? With that, I just skip through. I just read the text silently and just move on to the next page. I don't even voice act it.
I do as well, which is how I am almost done the second game already.
Right? If I was doing this during my own time, I would have probably been done the game by now. But
I texted Kyle and like while I was playing it, and the one text that he got from me was legit just like a
Yeah.
I was screaming at my TV. I was like, "What the fuck? What is going on?"
Now you understand why I was freaking out a while ago.
Yeah, I do. Anyway, yeah, we can stop there. Even though, as much as I want to get more into a defense attorney Susato, but
See, I'm neutral on the matter because I'd like to see more, but I also want to grind primos.
fair enough. I mean,
so that is it, everyone. Thank you for watching. I know we just started, but we'll get into it.
It's for next time.
Thursday. Yeah.
catch us next time on Ace Attorney. It's time for Dick Gumshoe.
I'm gonna cut it off before anything else is said.